02 just subscribed for 21 months.
Hi guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing good. Just happened to be playing PSO when the stream notification happened. Good timing. Yeah, hello to everyone on Twitch and on YouTube as well. So today we're going to be doing some more PSO. It is rare drop week on Ephinea, so it seemed like the good time to play it. May as well try and get some grinding in before the anniversary in August. So. Also, just while we're getting started, just want to say sorry for no stream on Wednesday. I was meant to be doing Chrono Trigger on Wednesday, and I was absolutely exhausted after work, so I could not do it. For those of you who've been seeing the community posts, I've been basically on some new medication recently, and it's kind of made me very, very tired on some days, so... yeah, so that's why there was no stream on Wednesday. I'm hoping to pick Chrono Trigger again next Wednesday. Yeah, you might have to sort of bear with me for the next few weeks. Also, there is some work happening in the house over the next month or so. It's quite major works, and some of it will involve some work in the room I stream in. So if that does land when I'm meant to be streaming, I might have to reschedule some streams, but I'll keep you guys up to date if that happens. We're getting levels on your rare cast. Not quite at ultimate yet, so you get dot, no worries. Hello, Drac. Yeah, so as I said, it is Red Drop Week on Ephinea. What up G to you as well? But I have talked to you. You can calm down now. Yeah, so this week for the RBR, it's quite a decent one, I think. We've got Endless Nightmare 4, which is really good. I have not looked at what Sweep Up Operation 8 is. Yeah, I've been good. That's, yeah, pretty good. Been a few weeks since I played PSO, but yeah, doing pretty well. RBR kind of stinky. You think so? Actually, I haven't looked at what's in Sweep Up Operation 8. What is that quest? Is it anything I should be aware of? Oh yeah, that's a really good point, isn't it? Yeah, the Steam controller. Yeah, that's coming out tomorrow, isn't it? I forgot about that. I won't be getting one myself, just because I'm not a huge fan of how it looks. I'm aware there's no music, by the way, because I'm just checking the Ephinea wiki to see what this quest is. So Sweep Up 8 is Seabed. It has a few Morphos, few Del Depths. It's not bad for Sinnozellas. It's a bit stinky for Del Biters, unfortunately. It's Seabed Upper, okay. What was the other one? The other one is War Limits 4. I always get all the War Limits quests mixed up, so I can never remember which one's which. I'm assuming it's like mid-desert. Yeah, so that is the War Limits that has... It's got pretty solid enemy counts, apart from zoos. There's one zoo in the quest, apparently. Which is very weird. Yeah, it seems okay. I think it looks like it's the one with all the laser fences. But Endless Nightmare 4 is pretty good. I like Endless Nightmare 4. Also good to see a malfunction as well. I mean, I feel like Skyly Endless Nightmare 4 is probably pretty good. I mean, you get Swordsman Law. You get Lavis Cannon from the Deldies, of which there's quite a lot of. You have a good chance of hit calibers, you know? Hi, Matt. Good to see you. It's probably not a bad idea. I guess you could also run it on Oran for Prophets of Mortav, I guess. It's not bad for Bringers. If anyone ever wants a Prophets of Mortav for some reason. Hi, Nightcrawl. And it's all a simulation, man. For some reason, I really struggled to pass that name for some reason. But yeah, I think, while I think on as well, next Sunday stream, I think I'm going to do PSP2 Infinity again, because people seem to really enjoy it. So I'm going to do Infinity again next week on the Sunday stream. And then we'll mix it up a bit. Hi, Harmonia. Good luck on the drops. May RNGesus give you something besides claws. I mean, hopefully. You good with Sky EN4? Yeah, I'm down to do that. It's just out here simulating. Yeah, obviously I am aware that we've got, what? We've got 5 people, haven't we? So we'll just have to try and rotate around if we can. She is a very purple Uniwell. She is. Yeah, it's kind of her theme. Would it be a good idea to run Blue Full MA2A? As in the episode... Is that the episode MA2, that's is that episode 2? I mean, if it has a lot of Delbiters, maybe. You love purple, probably visible by your nickname, yeah. You can sit this one out. No worries, I mean, as long as we rotate around, that's fine. But yeah, this character has sort of persisted from PSO up until NGS, and she's still purple in NGS, so... I need to finish setting up PSP to Infinity to play it. I missed that game, it's also... So let me just change my name. Forgot to do it, and this is my actual username nowadays. You can log into Vibe in the lobby, nice one. Alright, well, let's start with some Sky EN4. Maybe someone will get a Lavis, you never know. Or a 1 in 180,000 Psycho Bond. It could happen. It won't, but it could. Alright, game is up. Who knows, I might even get a few kills on the Seal JSOB while I'm here. For those of you who want an update on how the Seal JSOD is doing, not well is the answer. It has 3,885 kills. So basically 20k to go, more or less. I have not really been putting any time into unsealing this. I probably should. Dark Falls is hiding. Oh, there's only like 6 Delbiters in it. I guess PW3 is probably a really good quest for Delbiters, isn't it? But of course it's not on during RDR week. Man, I think it was on the RBR a few weeks ago. I think, was it during DAR week, I think? It was PW3. Since man's Pinkle, I doubt there's any interesting drops anywhere. I always forget Pinkle's drop charts. I mean, I guess in Ruins you've got Evil Cursed, I suppose. I can't remember how many Bull Claws are in this quest. I think that's what drops them. Pinkle comes out, you know, when the Temple quests are on RBR. Everyone wants Pinkle Temple. There we go. We've done the dance. Memory's a little hazy, but I did like the RDR week with War Limits 1 on RBR. Yeah, War Limits 1 isn't bad. Alright, so I guess I'm Force. Yeah, I've always really liked this quest. Even though it's just one that was on the Sega servers anyway. I've just always thought it's a really well-designed quest. Oh, you're doing TTF, miss. Oh, so sorry. Yeah, you'll have to jump in the next game. Also, I'd just like to point out that we've had a Silence Claw drop already. Literally the first room, someone has found a Silence Claw. You cannot get through this quest without getting a Silence Claw. I mean, to be fair, it is, what, 1 in 113 at the minute. Oh, wait, so you're doing TTF. There's one Rappy in TTF, and it's a rare one, of course. I mean, why wouldn't it be? And it didn't drop a red Scorpio. That is the most PSO thing, isn't it? Yeah, you hunt for a rare monster on the quest that has not a bad amount of them in a short space of time. You get the wrong rare monster and then it doesn't drop. I mean, I suppose the consolation thing is, I guess Red Scorpio is not great. I mean, it's cool looking. God, you really do forget how bad Sealed J Sword is. Why did I bother hunting this sword? Hey, it's only 1 in 150k for Psycho Wand. Most PSO thing is killing 10k flowers. Oh god. Then see a relatively new player drop the thing on their first record. I mean, of course. Oh, sorry, 10k flowers and not getting a Psycho Wand. Man, 10k. I can't remember how many regular elites I killed to get mine. I think it was about... I think I got mine about my... Was it 27th mil? I realized I got quite lucky. Oh, I draxed up the Dark Flout. Yeah, PSO will be the kind of game where if it knows you want something, there is a desire sensor. It will not let you get what you want. It will give you everything apart from that. Yeah, I'm starting to think about what I want to go for anniversary because, you know, it is only a couple of months away now. Still not entirely sure. I've narrowed it down to a couple of drops, but not entirely sure what I want to go for yet. I think, honestly, the main thing I want to do is go for level 200 on at least one more character. So I've got 2 characters that are getting close-ish now. It'll depend a lot on how the event is this year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, again, a reminder for anyone who doesn't know is that the anniversary event is meant to be a lot different this year. So it may be a lot better, it may be a lot worse. We have no idea. Oh, what we got? It's a PD. It would have been a Dragon Slayer, so I'm fine with that. After last week farming Psycho Wands, I have now a Stag Cutlery with 45% hit. Honestly, that is one of the funniest things about going on the Ephinea Discord. Because some of the stuff people post on there with the finds, like, you can't help but laugh at some of them. You know, some will get an absolutely useless uber rare with ridiculous percents on it. Like a 50 hit purple num card or something. And you just think, well, at least I dodged that one. Yeah, it should be in August for the anniversary event. So a few months yet, but it is the biggest event of the year, so it is worth kind of planning a bit in advance for what you want to go for. Oh yeah, I mean, if you got a 50 hit purple card, it would be a collector's item, but it's not something I would really want. I mean, I guess I should probably go for a Heaven Punisher. That's kind of the big one that I haven't got yet. But no idea what ID is for it though. I know everyone does blue full, but I don't know if I can subject myself to spamming for Hilda Tours for the entire event. It sounds like one of the most boring things you could possibly do. What can you expect from the event would be your first time? Honestly, Nightcall, it's kind of hard to say, because they have said they are changing the event quests significantly from previous years, so none of us really know what it's going to be. I mean, in previous years, you had basically one quest for each area in the game, and they were quite short quests, but with pretty dense enemy count, so really good for hunting anything. And you collected anniversary badges from them, and then the badges you could trade in for other stuff. But they've said they're changing the event this year because the last few years, there's been a trend where people have just spammed Forest because it's the easiest one to do. And Forest has kind of unnaturally good drops for how easy it is. So to try and sort of curtail that, they've decided to adjust how the event works, but they haven't gone into any details of how they're going to do it yet. Yeah, cease, exactly. Also, hi, Boink, good to see you. You'll probably be a lot more prepared this year. Yeah, I think as long as you kind of know what your plans are for the event before you go into it, pretty good. Man, it's like 1 in 15k for Lavis at the minute. That's actually not bad for one of these guys. Did you berserk too hard? Oh, fort and drop. Ephinea doesn't work without a VPN anymore. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh god, peak Skyline Ruins Res here. God body, fantastic. I mean, if anyone wants this, please take it, because I do not want it. Okay, that escalated very quickly. I don't even know what happened there. I literally looked away from the screen for a second to look at chat, and when I looked back, I was dead. I don't know what even happened. Yeah, hopefully you can get it working, Harmonia. Oops, someone got a banner. What they found? S parts. I mean, it's nice. I wouldn't mind an S part, actually. Or I don't know if I want to hunt one. Hi, Pika, good to see you. Swap between VPN and non-VPN easily, but such a bummer. If you don't mind me asking, what country are you in? I'm just curious to see what companies are sort of preventing Ephinea without a VPN. It's kind of funny how much beefy the enemies are in multiplayer. Like, this is so easy in single player. Yeah, hopefully the VPN doesn't cause too much lag as well, because I know sometimes they can, they can bring a little bit of delay. I think Drax going ham on the Berserk. Yeah, Pika, Harmony was saying that they can't access Ephinea now without a VPN. Oh, you're from Russia, okay. Yeah, I can imagine some stuff would be restricted there, for fairly obvious reasons. But yeah, it sucks to say that though. I mean, I guess at least you can play with a VPN. I know it's not ideal, but... yeah, just let people play PSO. So we've had not a lot so far, is probably the best way to put it. But we've had a lot of silence claws and photon drops. Any hunts in specific? Not so much for this stream. I'm just trying to work it a bit around the RBR. Just Endless Nightmare 4 was on RBR, so Skyly, Endless Nightmare 4 is pretty good. God damn, that Belra had hands. You're just gonna crit me every single time, then? Okay. Yeah, this quest is this would be the Belra room. So if you want anything from Ruins Belras, this is the quest to do, probably. But yeah, if you do this quest on Skyly, so the Deldies have a chance of Lavis Cannon. You can get, I mean, I guess technically Sidecar 1 from the Sorcerers, but good luck with that. You can get Swordsman's Law from the Del Sabers. You could even get a Skyly card from the Dark Gunners, should you want that. If there are several players, enemies start walking in circles, and then you can actually do a full melee combo. Yeah, sometimes the enemies act weird in PSO. Like, occasionally they'll spawn and just kind of run around for a bit. I don't know what causes them to do it. But yeah, generally in Ultimate it is quite hard to do a full combo. Just because enemies will hit you so often. So quite often you'll do a 2-hit combo, then back off. It's only really like, if an enemy shows its back to you, you can get away with a 3. With a Heavenly Battle unit or a V101, because you have increased attack speed, you do tend to have a bit more room to get your full combo in. But even then, it's not a given that you're going to get it. It seems to mainly be the like the sort of fodder guys, so the Arlans, the Merlins, and the Deldies that do the sort of the running around in circles for no reason. Damn. What happened there? I'm gonna assume Berserk. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's hard to do a full melee combo. Yeah, Rangers don't care, they just shoot everything anyway. Gold Hunt or Spread Needle? I don't know how many sorcerers are in this. I don't think there's that many. Because sorcerers only appear in Ruins 1 and Ruins 3. I think. Is that right? Does Sorceress appear in ruins too? I can't remember. I'm guessing myself now. But yeah, I can't remember how many sorcerers are in this quest, so I don't know if it'd be any good for gold. Spread Needle? Yeah, you could probably hunt Spread Needle. There's quite a lot of Merlins, so the IDs that get it from Merlins have a good hunt. I mean, there's just 1 of 5 for you straight away. Also, Redry is probably a good one to hunt it on because that gets it from Bringers. And there's quite a lot of Bringers in ruins too. I like how much Drax die and just berserk and everything. I respect it. I don't know how my shifter didn't reach you there. I was stood right next to you, but okay. Yeah, honestly, Ruins is just a good area, isn't it, for most IDs? I don't think you can go too far wrong with it. And EN4 is just quite a good quest anywhere. It's really going to bug me now whether sorcerers are in ruins too. I'm pretty sure they do show up in challenge mode ruins too. I don't know about regular gameplay. The red Huni is also nice. All Huni wells are good. It is still my favourite class in PSO. Despite Hunters just seemingly being worse at everything. Can you not? I'm just gonna like walk away from you very gradually. You have a Huni well, but you're stuck playing melee, so she's a baby. Melee, honestly, is probably one of the harder things to play in PSO initially, just because I guess you need to have like an understanding of how the enemies work. So obviously if you're new to PSO, that's kind of difficult because you don't know what the enemies do. You kind of need to know like how to judge your surroundings, make sure you don't get surrounded. You know, realistically on a range, you're probably not going to get surrounded very easily because you've got that range to play with. I do kind of feel like Hunter does feel a bit like playing hard mode sometimes. Also, I forgot this quest has this room. I hate this room. I'm gonna go this one. Oh god. Whoever designed this room is a sadist. Okay, that clearly wasn't right. In that regard, Forces are so easy along the ranges. I mean, it does depend a little bit on the area you play as well. I mean, if you take a Force into episode 2, they're probably going to struggle. Also, I don't know where it is, but my item reader is showing that there is a 65-hit dim Gladius on the ground. I'm going to assume it's one that someone's dropped because I don't remember seeing it. Yeah, Forces are weird. They're very, very effective in some areas. No, Gladius is a saber. Oh, another banner. Not for us, but well, someone stole our red ring already, so. Yeah, like I was saying, Forces are really weird. They're either amazing or terrible, depending on the area you take them to. I mean, forcing like episode 1 player mode just wrecks more stuff. There's a couple of enemies they have problems with. I know with Full New World, I think about the only thing you struggle with in episode 1 is probably maybe sorcerers, because they're kind of resistant to every element more or less. You kind of have to use like a demon's handgun or something on them. But generally, you can more or less walk through episode 1. And episode 4 forces absolutely demolish. Force is disgusting in episode 4. Yeah, Force in Ep 2 multiplayer is an exercise in suffering. You basically just go, well, I guess I'm just going to do Resta and buff you, and that's going to be it. Hi, David, good to see you. I know that at least a few quests have Ruins 1 and Sorcerers. Yeah, I know that Sorcerers appear in Ruins 1. They definitely appear in Ruins 1, and I'm pretty sure they appear in Ruins 3. I don't think they appear in Ruins 2. Outside of challenge mode. That was not the time to warp in. I hear that, Barons. Hello, Nemu. How goes the look? Very, very good if you can't look as Silence Claws. We've had Silence Claws. We've had... Oh, sorry, I've got a God Body. That's the kind of quality rares we're dealing with at the minute. Amazing, exactly. It got dropped on the floor immediately. Hi, Dead of Night. It's kind of funny, I'm looking at this Lavis Cannon drop here. And I see that it's like 1 in 15,000 at the minute. And only in PSO could you look at a 1 in 15,000 drop and go, it's not bad, that. You got a red sword and a live and learn disc. What are your favourite weapons you don't get to use much? Also, hello, Eagle Bones McFalconhawk. That is a hell of a name. Favourite weapons I don't get to use much. I mean, I like Dark Flow. But because of how it works, you don't really get to use it that often because it's just too dangerous to use in a lot of places. I guess I would say some of the claws. Like things like, you know, like Rika's Claw or Heart of Poom. Like, I think Heart of Poom is probably one of my favourite looking weapons in this game. But just because of how claws are, the animations are terrible on them, and they're just not worth using generally. So I'd maybe go with that, maybe Heart of Poom. I don't think I've ever used a claw, you're not missing anything. It's really unfortunate, just because of how the animation is for them, it's just... It's way too easy to get left open. I mean, I can show you the claw animation, probably. Yeah, I've got a random Silence Claw with me here. It's mainly that last hit at the end, so if I try using it, I see it on something that's not paralyzed. It's just, it leaves you far too open. And even the technique cast animation is quite slow as well. I think the male animation is a little bit better, but it's still not great. The only character you can really get away with using them really is a Huxseal. Because the Huxseal animation... Having said that, I don't know if that's actually a better animation or not. It's a different animation, but I don't know if it's actually better in terms of like frame time. I know the dagger animation is definitely better for them, but I don't know about claw. It feels fast, but... They look coolies. I really like them, yeah. They're really cool weapons. And that said, maybe one thing I do want to hunt is a Nare's Claw, just because I kind of want Nare's Claw. Because it's Nare's Claw. It's still not good, but it's Nare's Claw. And I kind of feel an obligation to hunt it now. But yeah, there's a few weapon types like that where the animation just kind of prevents them from being really useful. I think only the Jagger animation really has an advantage. Yeah, because I mean, even if the animation was good, it's still like a weapon that hits one target 3 times. And it's kind of like, why would you use that when you've got weapons like mechs that hit one target 9 times, or a double saber or something? You got to remember, I mean, the game's originally from like, what, 2000, so it's not inherently balanced. Hoping to get a lot of PDs this week. You want to try and get a Swordsman Law? So there are a few section IDs that get Swordsman Law in Ruins from Del Sabers. And this is a very good quest for Del Sabers, as you can see. So you could potentially hunt it this week. Alternatively though, I mean, if you're not able to do Ultimate Ruins or anything, it might be a little bit cheaper to get one this week if people are hunting it. That's Bringers, isn't it? Yeah. Nice work. Didn't really know about section ID, so I'm purple. Doesn't really have anything I want to hunt. Purple has some really nice drops, so I mean, even if there's nothing that you want to hunt, there could be things that you could hunt and then trade off to someone. Oh, there you go. Nimble Soul Thief on YouTube saying that he's doing Swordsman Law runs right now if one player wants to join. Oh, I mean, that's at least usable. A red barrier. I'll take that. It's actually usable, at least. Also, I think I had max evade for what that's worth. The answer is that's worth nothing. Oh, a 5% machine silence claw, brilliant. I mean, I'll team point it. I don't think we need to team point things now, but why not? Always nice to have multiple Rat and Gifoy merges. Yeah, for sure. I think at the minute, I don't think I've got a Gifoy merge. I've got a Rafoy merge, and I have a red merge. Mainly because I can't find Amplifier of Gifoy. Maybe I need to hunt that at some point. Honestly, I guess another thing I want from the event is just a lot more photon drops. Because I'm kind of getting to the point where I need to start thinking about sphere and weapons. So maybe I should start 7 for that. Well, I've got no idea what I want to sphere. Before Yamp is annoying, did the hunt twice, but now you're buying it. And of course he has nothing in the shop. Why would he? I mean, I could sphere the Dark Floor. I think I kind of have to sphere the sealed J when it's unsealed. Just because I spent 20 years getting it. I probably should. You've got a few more people in the lobby now, nice. I see you talking about katanas. Katanas are another weapon that you can't really use that well. The TGS special is nice. Yeah, I mean, I know you can only sphere 2 parts on the J sword because of the kill counter, but I'd have to think about what attributes to sphere as well. I actually have no idea what I would sphere it to. I mean, dark seems like a good idea. My friend is doing a presentation on horror films and asked for art submissions, so I spent all morning creating one of Lon Chaney as the Wolfman. Now I can finally game. Nice. Yeah, I guess you could sphere dark, and then I feel like native probably isn't worth it because the native enemies tend to be the easier ones anyway. Is it just me, or has the launcher been updating a lot recently? They did do an update to it in the last day or so. Alright, so Nimble Soul Thief is heading over to this lobby, so if anyone does want to hunt Swordsman's Law, I think they're going to be doing a run for it. Alright, so on the matter at hand, what should we do next? So Dark Machine or Dark Native? Maybe. Yeah, there's been a few updates recently, hasn't there? Because I think I've updated it at least twice in the last couple of days. I don't mind as long as the game works fine. Need coffee, no worries. So we do have, there is that seabed quest. I have no idea if it's actually a good one or not. It seems like okay. It doesn't seem great for Del Biters, but maybe with RBR, maybe it's worth doing. It was something about direct deck support from what you've read. Okay. Then we do have War Limits 4 as well, so that's another option. Of course, we are not just limited to RBR, though we can do other stuff as well. There you go. So, yes, Nimble Soul Thief is doing Swordsman's Law runs. So if you do want a Swordsman's Law, there is the one to join. What ID and episode is it? What ID are they? They are, looks like Oran. So I guess if you want a Prophets of Motav as well, that's another option. I can't remember at all what's in Oran Ruins apart from that. Oh, you're Pinkle. Am I just like blind? Am I like totally blind? So yeah, apparently I'm colorblind, and that was Pinkle. It looked Oran to me. Yeah, so it is a Pinkle Ruin, so I guess you could go for Evil Curse as well. So I guess the episode 4 quest isn't too bad. You vote Exard or Max Attack Ep 2. Nimi wants to do gold. remember what the max attack Ep 2 is like. I haven't done it for a while. So maybe we could do that. I guess we could do, what, max attack Ep 2. And then I suppose we could do a spaceship run or something for gold. Oh, you're doing quick reset runs. I'm not an RBR, okay. Oh, you do Lost Hell Palace resets. Okay, fair enough. I suppose the only issue with that is we're doing it multiplayer is you're probably going to get split across different parts of the map, aren't you? Because it splits the team up when you start. Right, well, if we do maximum attack, oh wait, I think we're doing EN4, or is that not the one with the sorcerers? There's not that many sorcerers in EN4. There's only a few. It's mainly Belras and Bringers. I mean, I think Hell Palace is a really good one for Sorks, but yeah, and you can use the telepipes, can't you, to sort of get the team back together. It's just a bit annoying that you have to do it. Alright, so if we do max attack Ep 2, what is a ID that people want to do for Ep 2? We do have a lot of people now. How many do we actually have? I think we've got 10. You don't have to deal with the split. Yeah, it's the reason I don't really like Lost Hell Palace. I really don't like how it splits the party up and you have to keep telepiping to each other. It's just irritating. Yes, I guess we could do a couple of runs. Oh, Drax looking up to see what the good IDs are for this quest. Fair enough. Dot was making coffees, that leaves 9. Okay. Oh, and Harmony is just vibing. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so we might have 8 then, which is honestly perfect. Yeah, Seas Forest. Yeah, I'm trying what the strong Ep 2 IDs are for that max attack. Do we have more than one player looking for Swordsman's Law? I mean, I've said a couple of times that if anyone wants to join, feel free. There is a game going there if you want to hunt for Swordsman's Law. I'm not sure the quest itself there's multiple I want to try. Yeah, we could. I guess we could just try the Ep 2 max attack. Pick some random ID that has Parasitic Gene Flow. Yep, well that's not Skyly then. So I guess make an Ep 2 game if your ID can find Parasitic Gene Flow. I mean, yeah, we could go for Decor as well, I guess. Do you know what then? Do you want me to just make a Skylight one then? Because I know, yeah, Porkins does want the default on card dropped on there. Oh, Rhonda in chat saying they need Swordsman Law. So Rhonda, if you're on at the minute, in this lobby, there is a game that's been set up. It is this game here, S-Law. If you join that, they're hunting for Swordsman's Law at the minute. Also, hey Kingsley, good to see you. Yeah, well, I will make an Ep 2 game. So if you want D4 on core, then I guess you can join this one. And for the record, if I get default on cart, I will give it a Parkins because I don't really want it myself. D's fault on time. I mean, surely the drop rate's pretty good for it at the minute. So max attack Galzaval always ends in Olga, I think. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about the Ep2 quest at all, really. I mean, everyone's gambling, sure. 100k gamble, send it. Mono fluid, fantastic. Thank you very much. Same time next time we play this. It's on Ephinea, and it's the European ship, so it's Lumerace Block 2. Exad and Rev 2 can also end, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, so I guess we're doing max attack Galzaval then. I do not know this quest at all. But yeah, it's pretty good drop rates for Swordsman's Law at the minute, because if you're running this Nightmare 4, you get the extra RBR boost. If you're not doing it, it's still a pretty good rate. Standard thoroughfare, okay. I still love Ep2. I know it's full of like complete BS and instant kills, but I still love it. Hi Sky, hi Scarlet. Do you think the TTF is still the best experience for power leveling while it's still in normal and hard? I mean, TTF is always going to be really, really good for it, just because of how quick you can get to the bosses and the way experience is weighted in PSO. Like, the bosses are just much heavily weighted for experience. So I would say probably the other real alternative, I guess, is max attack Ep 4. Like, cycle the first few rooms of that, but I still kind of feel like running TTF is probably the fastest way, unfortunately. I would say, though, I don't feel you have to run TTF just because it is a very, very boring quest to run over and over again. It is, so it's Block 2, Lobby 21. But the lobby shouldn't matter because you should still have the same quest list. Yeah, Block 2, Lobby 21. I think the game is called S-Law. Oh, Skyline run confirmed. We have a Dragon Slayer. But yeah, I would say, although TTF is probably the best way to do it, if you feel yourself getting bored of it, please run something else because it gets very, very old running TTF over and over again. The sad reality is that it's a quest that's far too profitable. It's really good for experience. It's obviously the fastest way of getting to the bosses, really, as well. So, you know, even in Ultimate, you're still going to run it for things like Red Ring. It's just an unfortunate truth, PSO, unfortunately. Oh, I don't like that spawn. That is a dirty spawn. I do not like that. I'm just stuck in this weird stats limbo where some gear is locked, so I figured I'd get some levels to be able to do harder stuff and explore it too. Yeah, I mean, is it your first character by any chance? Because I tend to find that the first character is always the hardest thing in PSO. Just because you don't really have any gear to rely on. Because really, once you've made one character, quite often you'll lend a mag from a different character to help you through. And, you know, you'll use weapons that you used to use on your first character just to help you level. With your first character, obviously, you can't do that. I would say, however, quite often people who've been playing for a while will have tons of, like, technically rare stuff that they don't really use, that a lot of people will just give away. Did you get PD'd by a Gigu? Welcome to my hell. I'm so sorry. I like the second of hope. Yeah, another thing I would say, Scarlet, as well, is don't think that rare items are always necessarily the best thing to use. There is a weird thing in PSO where some of the best stuff in the game is stuff that isn't rare. For example, this ray gun is a demon's ray gun. It will cut things health by 75 if I can hit with it, which I won't be able to because I'm Uniwell. This is a normal handgun. It just happens to have hit percentage on it, so I can hit more often with it. Some of the regular weapons in the game are just very, very overpowered. So don't worry too much, but early on, I think the main difficulty early on is probably armor. Just because your armor is obviously tied to your level. And you can't do anything about that apart from leveling up more. I'd say once you get to, what, level 54-ish? You start to get rare armors that you can use, which will help a little bit. You feel so underpowered, so thanks, I'll only run enough to get the level I need. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, TTF is a really, really useful... It is a really useful quest. Yeah, I can't stress that. I don't like the quest because of how busted it is. But there's no doubt that it is a very, very useful quest. But yeah, I would just say, like, don't feel you have to run it constantly because you will burn yourself out running it. Oh god, Seabird, here we go. Can I instant kill something with SGS? I did. I got a recall box. I've instant killed something. It's still a way off from 50, but it's fun. It's a really, really good game. I think the first time you go through it as well, it's kind of special, I think, the first time you play. Is it your first time ever playing PSO, or is it just your first time on Ephinea? Oh god, I forgot these guys drop Silence Claw as well. We cannot escape Silence Claw drops. Oh my god, I actually got half the spawn with the SGS special. Probably the only things I can instant kill. It's first time on PSO, but I have around 4,000 hours on PSO 2. I've got everything, including the endless titles. Nice. I always think it's cool when I see like PSO 2 players going back and playing PSO. I'm curious, actually, what made you want to try PSO 1? Of course it has these guys in. I really don't like Del Depths. thought I saw Sinnoh drop that. Two reasons. I like the Dreamcast and wanted an older RPG to sink your teeth into since you quit FF14 recently. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I think the Dreamcast versions of PSO are cool. I do have both of them now. For me, it's kind of hard to go back to them, though, just because there's so much more quality of life in Blue Burst. There is still room for more quality of life, admittedly, but... yeah, I imagine it's probably really interesting, like, starting with PSO2 and then going back to PSO and just seeing how it's changed. They are very, very different games. I mean, I've played quite a lot of PSO2 myself as well, but yeah, they are very different. I do like both of them. But yeah, for different reasons. That said, I will always prefer PSO1, personally. Oh, it's a European banner. Oh, it's block 1. Heart of Daisy Chain, that's a really nice drop, actually. But yeah, the rare European banner, we don't see them very often. Shame it's not an hour block. Haven't played any other PSO yet. I would say pretty much all the Phantasy Star games are good for different reasons. There's a couple that are sort of serviceable and, you know, ones that you might play through once and then not touch again. But they're all so different from each other that, yeah, it kind of doesn't matter. When we do see a banner, it'll be if it grants 30. Like base PSO2, NGS I really tried to like, but just not for me. Yeah, NGS is a weird one for me. I'll be straight up honest. I know I'm an NGS creator, but I'll be honest, I wasn't a big fan of it near release. I just didn't think there was much to do in it. It felt a bit bare bones. I do genuinely think it's a lot better now. But I do fully understand why some people don't like it. It was funny because on the on Saturday I do like a Discord event where people can just like join voice chat, and I was trying to explain to someone what NGS was, and they were saying to me, "Oh, so is it like an expansion to PSO2?" No. So is it a new game? Well, no, not really. So what is it? I will say NGS has been better recently because me and my friend have both recently found a PSO weapon in NGS, which I'm very happy about because they're really rare. I found a dual bird, which is a mech gun from this game, and then my friend found a psycho wand. And that's what NGS needed. It needed some like recognizable drops. You want the psycho wand. Funny thing is, he doesn't really play Force that much. I said to him, like, dude, you have to play Force now. You've got a Psycho and you have to. Oh, nice. Nima got a Twin Blaze. That's actually really cool. Actually, congrats on that. That's actually a good weapon. At this point, I would like to remind you to pour one out for the twin blurs that I lost. Last I played was when the ice region got added. Yeah, there's been a fair bit added. So there was a new region added after that called Steer, which is like a volcanic region. There's been a lot of like limited time quests and stuff, which I know a lot of people don't like. The sort of the big change recently is the new story quest actually progresses the story, which is nice because God knows we waited long enough for that. And there is actually some like fairly interesting content now. They also, if you didn't see it, Scarlet, they brought over the Dark Falls Luther fight from PSO 2. And there's now a hard version of that, which is extremely hard. What's that? One of my goals is to get all of the twin swords. So far, I only got Musashi and Yamato. Yamato's the best weapon right now. Yamato, honestly, is pretty underrated, I think. For early game in particular. He's actually got decent attack power. It's actually got decent attack power. The special is pretty garbage, but... And I would say Musashi is probably a better weapon if you can get on with hit, just because it has Berserk. But honestly, for leveling a low-level hunter, I would say like Yamato is a pretty decent weapon. The good thing is, if you're collecting all the twin swords, there isn't that many to collect. You've basically got, what is it? You've got Musashi, Yamato, Asuka. You've got Sanga and Yasha, which is what I'm using here. You've got Jizai. I guess S-rank twin swords, I guess. Is that it? That might be it. I'm probably forgetting one. Oh, they're double sabers though. They're double sabers, not twin swords. Oh god, we do tower in here as well. I turned on Burning Ranges in the lobby. Such a good song. It is. It is an extremely good song. Yeah, Mitsuyoshi is a damn legend. Yeah, if you are new to PSO as well, this area will probably put you off. Yeah, the first time you come to this area, particularly once you get to Ultimate, it's not pleasant. Yeah, just bring a cast ranger. Yeah, exactly. Oh, only one in 9,800 for Sealed J Sword. Can you even imagine if another one dropped? Hi Adrian, good to see you. Sealed Photon drop. Yeah, I had plenty of those. Twin Sword Asuka looks so cool. Yeah, so Asuka, it's basically just a reskin of Musashi and Yamato, just in orange. It also has a terrible special, but I think it's a little bit stronger than Yamato. A sealed photon drop, isn't that just a photon horde? I mean, I guess technically, yeah. Enjoyed ultimate farms in F3 and PSO2. I really want to go ult farming in this game soon. Yeah, what you'll find with PSO1 is that the majority of the game, at least in my opinion, the majority of the game is ultimate. You basically, for your first character, you'll probably enjoy the ride of getting through the difficulties. But after that, you'll probably just try and speedrun to ultimate. Alright, we've clearly missed something. Why was he so late spawning? Was he frozen in midair or something? Yeah, ultimate in PSO is... It's a bit different to how it was in PSO 2. I know in PSO 2 it was like its own little category of quest. But I guess ultimate in PSO 2 is kind of inspired by ultimate in PSO 1, in that some of the enemies change. You never come to the control tower levels alone in reason of dead lilies and ill gills who can one-shot. Yeah, I mean, basically everything. It seems like everything can one-shot here. I mean, you've got the dead lilies can one-shot you, the ill gills can one-shot you, Epsilon can one-shot you, Miracarols, Miracles, and Miracus can one-shot you. It is a very, very cheap area, but again, once you play it for a while, you kind of learn like what party compositions work well for here. Okay, I'm a little sad about that photon drop. That would have been a Heart of Poem, which funnily enough I was talking about earlier. I do have a Heart of Poem already, but it would be cool to get one with decent attributes, even if I never use it. I think really for tower, as long as you've got at least one or two characters that can lock spawns down, you're fine. You know, as long as you've got rangers that can freeze the enemies, or you've got cast with traps. The main thing in tower really is just to ensure that the enemies just don't do anything. Yeah, Epsilon can one-shot you if the shields are purple. Another thing I like about this game is that the rares really feel like rares. Yeah, that's the big thing about PSO 1. Some of the rares are very, very rare. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think that in PSO 2, rares to me stop feeling as rare. I know it sounds weird to say that, but it's the same in NGS as well. Yeah, you see a rare drop in NGS and you're like, whatever. Unless it's a very specific rare. Oh, hi. Yeah, like I said about tower. Can you not? Yeah, the thing about the rare drop noise is the rare drop noise actually wasn't in PSO originally. That's something they've added on Ephinea. But I think it works really well. I want to say, I think it was originally added... Was it PSP2 or PSP2 Infinity? I mean, you will get somewhat desensitized to the rare drop noise in this because there are some drops that will drop very often. Yeah, I did not realize you went to tower in this max attack. I thought it was just going to be like CC8 and then Seabird. should have known better there, really. Not that I want to see a huge change, but is there any roadmap for anything for Ephinea? Do you know about any quality of life stuff? They don't tend to do roadmaps, as far as I'm aware. All we know so far is that there's going to be the anniversary event in August, and we know it's probably going to be different to how it's been previously. Okay, I'm calling BS on that one. You shot that after you died. But yeah, they don't tend to announce really what's going to happen. Like, now and again, you might see them post on the Discord and they might sort of hint at something. Like, they keep hinting about expanding the storage, but it still hasn't happened yet, so... I think in PSO 2, I had that option, so it would only go off if you drop the highest rarity rare, and it was still felt way too common. Yeah, the rarities kind of lost meaning a little bit, I think, in the later games. Also thought you might have known. Yeah, unfortunately, you don't really get to find out anything. Let's see, can we get a PB going? I got nothing, no worries. Oh, it's a 0 PB mag, okay, fair enough. Yeah, like I say, in PSO 1, there are some rares that are just not rare. It's kind of weird that you go Seabed, then Tower, then Olga Floor. Okay. But yeah, although there is a lot of rares that are really easy to get, there's a good spread of rares that are, you know, a bit of a hunt, but you will still get them. And then there's that tier of rare that is just things that are almost unobtainable, which is like your chase rares that you go for. I love that about PSO. What's the drop rate for default on car anyway? 1 in 25, nice. Yeah, we got a tower, then down the elevator. Olga is really not having a good time. Why did they build this? They built it specifically to dump flour in the bottom of. I know it's the trash dump, but why? They had a lot of trash, apparently. I mean, in hindsight, they designed it perfectly because it's exactly the right size for him. Oh, he's doing Divine Punishment. God, that really hit me there. I guess the mags kind of track it. Well, see you, Olga. I mean, it's 1 in 25. Yeah, it's always really weird with Olga Nightcrawl. You either just disintegrate him immediately, or he wrecks you. There's like nothing in between. Or there's a banner for America, so we don't know. So we could lose the banner anyway if we do get one. Actually, no, there wouldn't be a banner for D14 anyway, would there? Well, I didn't get it. I'm sensing that to no. Done so many runs. It's crazy, isn't it? You would think a 1 in 32. Normally, I know it's 125 at the minute. You would think a 1 in 32 is really not that hard. But then you factor in that it generally takes you ages to get to Olga Floor anywhere. Because there isn't really a good quest for hunting him. It's kind of crazy how little quests he appears in. I think RT is probably the best quest for hunting him, and that still takes a while to get there. But even though you would think that 1 in 32 is still not a bad rate. But it happens sometimes. You just get some items you just can't find. You do regular seabed runs. I was going to say, is it actually quick doing just regular seabed? I guess the advantage of doing RT is you've got the other bosses there as well. Okay, I don't think anyone particularly needs a Dragon Slayer. Charge Dragon with no hit. Charge Arms with no hit. One day. But yeah, I would say that if you're looking for a game that has a lot of stuff to hunt, and you're interested in like grinding for the rare stuff, either PSO in any of its incarnations or PSP2 Infinity are probably the best games for it, in my opinion. I've got dinner, I'll be back, no worries. Oh cool, we've got a few people doing Hell Polish, nice. And it looks like the other team is also doing the Gardeval quest as well. What idea, they're doing Red Rear, nice. But here lurking, gotta do some things, but I'll be listening, no worries. Good to see you as well, Scarlet. So I think the other team is in Tower at the minute. Yeah, they're in Tower at the moment, so they've got to do Tower and then Olga Floor. PSP2 Infinity, oh no, PSP2. Yeah, Infinity was like an expansion to PSP2 that was only released in Japan, but there is a fully functional English patch for it now. I played it, I think it was last Sunday. It's basically PSP2 with a lot of extra stuff thrown into it. But yeah, it was never released outside of Japan. For reasons. You'll find that a lot with Phantasy Star. Missed that stream. Well, great news. I'll be playing it next Sunday as well. Yeah, that's the crazy thing as well, is when you get a rare enemy that's got like a 1 in 2 drop and it still doesn't drop. I remember doing, I think was it Purple Temple? And I saw loads of Hiltators that dropped Kamui at like 1 in 2. And I killed 6 of them, I think, and didn't get one. I wasn't hunting it, but... You do start to question if things are broken at that point. I don't wrong. I didn't really want one. I mean, if I'd got one, great. If I didn't get it, I wasn't too bothered. I was hunting for something else, and Hilda kept showing up constantly. Yeah, it's just funny when you get loads of rare enemies at 1 in 2 rate and you still can't get the drop. Even worse when it's like a very hard one that's 7 out of 8. You need another camo. Oh, you're going for a 2 camo. Nice. It's a cool weapon, that. Oh yeah, I don't blame you. I know you've got the 95% machine one. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for not using that. Keep roll to that. Even if it's not particularly worth much, it's more of a collector's item than anything. I was going to say, is it time for a gold run? Should we do a gold run? Yeah, well, the good thing about gold runs is we don't need to do first. Yeah, I'm down to do a run of whatever quest you want to do on green for gold. We may as well try and get it. Also, thanks everyone for watching as well. I was trying to get a really good turnout for PSO. I actually got a really good turnout for PSP too last week as well. Alright, it's gold time. I dread to think what the drop rate is, even with the rare drop boosts. I mean, it's got to be what? It's probably what? Still 1 in 30,000 or something like that? It's still going to be terrible, isn't it? Yeah, it's still going to be like 1 in 30 odd K, isn't it? But there's a chance. If we cope hard enough, maybe it'll happen. You're doing a tower run. So we just did maximum attack Galderval, which has a little bit of tower in it. Here we are doing, I'm assuming, some kind of spaceship quest. It's the Hopkins one, so it's lost whatever the spaceship one is. Is it shock rifle? Oh, this is the quest where you all get split up, isn't it? Yeah. Well, in this one, at least you're sort of in the same room, at least. Oh, it's lost bind assault. Okay. Is shock rifle? Is that temple? 1 in 38k sounds like a weekend of farming. Yeah, it's slightly more than a weekend. Well, maybe it could just be a weekend if it drops now. We've got a cross scar drop, which is basically the same thing. You love this quest. Yeah, I've run this a few times. We got 1 in 31k. I mean, there's still no chance. Yeah, 1 in 31k. It's still terrible. You need to get a Hell Needle. Hell Needle is amazing. I can vouch for that. It is well worth getting. Particularly if you're running anything in areas with low dark resist. Like here. Like my ranger just destroys spaceship because pretty much everything is weak to dark. Downside is my ranger is purple num, and purple num spaceship is horrible. Well. Barons. Oh, Wasp Mark 2, amazing. Yeah, I still don't know why the drop rate for this is so bad. It makes no sense. Oh, a Masashi drop, nice. Does it at least have hit? It is all zeros, nice. I see what kind of stream this is. Also, I'm going to say this now because I've had this this question a few times on YouTube recently. A few people have been asking about what the add-on that I use is that shows items on the ground. Like, so you can see that Waltz Mark 2 over there is actually showing up and tells you where it is from here. That is an add-on. I can't remember the name of it, but it's available on the Ephinea forums on the add-ons part. So I can see that's a photon drop straight away. I would really recommend this add-on. It is really, really useful. I think actually using the Masashi. Is it called a Dropbox? Is that what it's called? Because I use that and I also use the item reader as well, but you can't see the item reader because it's kind of behind where my webcam is. But yeah, they are very, very useful. It just makes things so much easier. You know, you can make it do things like highlight tri-fluids on the floor. Dropbox, yeah, Dropbox is the add-on, and yeah, Dropbox highlights the item boxes. Yeah, it's really nice. That add-on was made for the secret Exadra. Yeah, again, I would really, really recommend it if you're not using it. Typically, I don't use too many add-ons for PSO because I kind of like to play it as it was, but honestly, the Dropbox add-on is just so useful. I'd take a 0 dark gold. I still need a Miller. I was going to say maybe that's what you hunt during the anniversary, but that would involve running forest. And as we know, forest is banned. Well, this doesn't seem like a good place to be. I would allow it if it's on an Omnispawn quest, yeah. That is permissible. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the anniversary. So that's another advantage of it as well, so I can tell that's an evade material. Not that I want it, but you can make it highlight things like materials, which is really useful as well. I have no idea where we're going, by the way. I guess that was just to go and get Barons. But it also highlights things like armors with 4 slots. So there's an armor in there, Dragon Frame, that has 4 slots. Again, just very useful. Particularly if you're low level and you're looking for armor drops. Yeah, it also highlights high level techniques as well. And techniques of level 15 or 20 as well. Generally, you move west in alpha and east in beta. Okay, fair enough. I can't remember what quest and I didn't have to as hella ad slot drops. Ad slots are a bit awkward. There's not that many sources for them. If you want my honest opinion for ad slots, I would either just get them off other players. Because you can normally get, I believe the current rate is normally about 2 ad slots per photon drop. You could do that way, or if you can't find anyone to trade, then you can always go for just buying them from Paganini in the Gallon Shop quest as well. They're 1 photon drop each. If you don't mind, reset runs are really easy to get. I've never really hunted ad slots, honestly, so I really don't know what a good quest is for hunting them. I mean, I guess if you could get one from seabed boxes, maybe you could do PW3 box resets. Oh, the Rappies in Desert drop it on low difficulties, okay. I just remember I went on this episode 2 quest where they were dropping from lilies like crazy. It's a temple, okay. Yeah, it could be there's an ID that gets them from lilies in low difficulties, maybe. Again, they're generally not something I hunt. I'll either just buy them from Paganini in Gallon Shop, or I'll get them from other players. This is really, really densely packed for spawns, isn't it? You got 2 randomly while leveling on Desert, nice. Okay, there's nothing wrong with hunting for them. If you need them, then you need them. Oh, it's Del Rappies that drop them. Okay. There are a lot of Barons in this quest. I mean, there's a lot of everything, apparently. There, so you can see again, it's highlighting this disc as Gabata level 20. It's highlighting that because, obviously, Rimal and Honeywell cap at level 20 tech, so... Used to run this quest on Skyly for Guren and Daylight Scar. I can see why. It's highlighting it because Gabata sucks. I mean, you're not wrong. I said this before, I think on another stream, but there is a quest on Ephinea where you can sort of check your character stats called My Career. And you can see how many times you've used techniques and that. And I've never, ever used Gabata on Taker. Bear in mind, she's level 200. Every Gabata level 29 I see, I cry. I mean, every Gabata in general that I see, I cry. Maybe there's some niche use for that tech. I don't know. I just never use it. It just doesn't seem good at all. Maybe if you had a Siren Glass Hammer, because that boosted by, what, 50%? Maybe then there'd be a very, very small case use for it. Maybe. But even then... Yeah, I've never had a Siren Glass Hammer drop. I've never had it at all. I want to say it's unique to one section ID, but I could be wrong. Congeal Cloak, Gibata Barrier, and Siren Glass Hammer build. I would be really interested in seeing that. It is a Blueful unique drop, okay. Damn, Blueful Ep 4 just can't stop winning, can it? It would be interesting to see how much damage you could get out of Gibata doing that. You know, Gibata Merge, Siren Glass Hammer, Congeal Cloak on, I guess, either a Format or a Phonium. I suppose Phonium would probably do more, because the MST is higher as well. Yeah, it would be interesting to see that. Speaking of things you can see, nothing in this room apparently. There we go. You want Mother Guard Plus first, then we can go Siren Glass Hammer. I don't even think I've ever seen it drop for anyone either. I don't think it's particularly rare. I mean, I don't think it's an uber rare or anything. Having said that, I've never really hunted it, so... It's not an easy drop. What does it drop from? Is it the Ep4 boss? It's 1 in 32 from Sam Million. Oh yeah, the fact it's Sam Million is a little annoying. So I guess you're running max attack Ep4 over and over again. I mean, again, 1 in 32 is not too bad. It's just the annoyance of getting to the boss constantly. And then I guess with Sam Million, there's always the chance it could be Condria instead. When you got to hunt the Ilgil drops. Yeah, there's a couple of really bad Ilgil drops. I guess like V502 is really annoying to hunt, and if you have a problem and decide you want to hunt Naze Claw, I guess you could hunt it from Ilgils. I do want Naze Claw, but I really don't know what I do to go for it on yet. Whether I go for the Ilgil drop or whether I go for the Gerto drop. I think Gert is probably the best player. Please cast Shifter. There you go. Yeah, V502 is really good if you can get that. But there is a reason why it costs a few PDs, because no one wants to hunt it. Just end up buying it with PDs. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you at all. You got a 501 from an Egg Gamba, nice. Honestly, 501 is still really good. I mean, I think 501 still gives you a boost to instant kill, just not as good as 502. But you still get the full benefit of the like freeze confused paralysis, so it's still very good. But yeah, Ilgils are quite nasty to hunt just because they're They're not the easiest things to solo. I feel so obsolete remembering back to spamming damage with Gifoy into melee with the Soul Banish here in Mines back in the day with the Former. Yeah, honestly, like Mines, when you first get to Mines in Ultimate, it's pretty rough. I still feel that Mines is like a significant step up in difficulty from Curves. Just because dealing with the guild chicks that don't flinch, or very, very rarely flinch, is a real problem for a lot of classes. It was the good old days. Honestly, real misery is getting into Mines with a Hunter and not having the accuracy to use guns. So you're having to melee and then trying to melee against the enemies in Mines. Good luck. Yeah, the Barons are a problem. Again, the weird thing about the Barons is they're actually easier at low level. Just because of how they work. It's still a really stupid thing, isn't it, in PSO that some enemies get more dangerous at high level. This was the challenge mode or a blue burst level. This is, so it's a bit awkward. So it originally appeared, I believe, on one of the Dreamcast versions, maybe version 2, as a battle mode level. And then they introduced it as a level proper in GameCube and Xbox in episode 2. So it's VR Spaceship. Then Blue Burst uses all the levels anywhere, so. Hi, Carlos. Yeah, so Temple and Spaceship, they were originally battle mode maps, which is like the PvP mode, but then they worked them into actual normal maps for the later versions. Hi, Nimble Sulfate, good to see you again. Oh, you don't remember this map? I mean, to be fair, I would say the Spaceship is probably one of the least ran maps, I would say. Just because there aren't that many good IDs for it. Yeah, I'm spamming specials a bit, so my PB is not going up as fast. Remember the mobs, but you don't think there were at stages that looks like a mix of Mines and Spaceship? Yeah, so in episode 2, the first 2 areas are VR simulators. So the first area is Temple, that uses like a set of enemies from episode 1, and then Spaceship uses a set of enemies from episode 1 as well. Did you have their own unique bosses though? Yeah, these are the Ultimate versions, yeah, so we are playing Ultimate mode, so these are the enemies from Ultimate. I was going to say, yeah, when did Battle Mode start? That's one thing I actually don't know. When did Battle Mode start for PSO? Was it version 1 or was it version 2 that it debuted? When I played, all we had was the challenge mode areas where you get the unique model weapons. Yeah, so challenge mode is still in the game as well. Well, no gold, unfortunately. Happy version 2 because you had to group to have folks to do it and got the new starting area. Yeah, I didn't play version 1 or version 2 back in the day. I started with GameCube, so I'm not entirely sure of when certain mods were introduced. Who could have seen that happening? What, you mean gold not dropping? I remember the boss, okay. I appreciate the use of Gola. I just realised that actually double hits you when you got high HP. Oh god, it drops Mazer Beam. You know what's going to happen now, don't you? Someone's going to get Mazer Beam now. Okay, well, I escaped Mazer Beam. Did everyone else manage to dodge it? Is challenge mode the best way to get ES Needle? Challenge mode is the only way to get ES Needle unless you want to trade for it from someone. I've only ever gotten these dragons to drop anything in Ultimate once. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything good from Gold Dragon. But yeah, Neopets, the ES weapons, they're all rewards from challenge mode, so you have to do challenge mode to get them unless you want to trade for it from someone else. Thankfully, they do allow you to just trade for it off another player as well if you want to. And there is plenty of people on Ephinea who will sell them. I also like how everyone just went up there to go and hand the quest in. So this lobby here, Kokyu, this was introduced in episode 2, so this was new in GameCube and Xbox. Well, Blueburst uses everything, so the nostalgia is crazy. I mean, I don't know if you still play, but you know, the servers are still very much alive and kicking. You gotta save up for a Hell Needle. It is worth it, believe me. Would love to start again. Yeah, so this server is called Ephinea. I can't remember if I put it in the title, but the server is... That is the name of the server. So yeah, if you literally just look up that, you can download the client for it and play. You can SGS Special in Spaceship at least, but need V5 or 2. Yeah, and I'd probably still miss a lot. Wow, that's crazy. You only get 8,000 Mazetta from doing all that. That's a lot of enemies for 8,000. Oh well, we tried to get gold. Any special things I need to know about it, and is it usable with a controller? That should answer the question for controller. Any special things you need to know? So I guess one big difference is Blueburst is online only. So in the other versions, you would have your character offline as well. On this, your character is purely online only. But there is like a single player mode that has the stats of the offline enemies. So you can still solo. I wonder if we'd ran a quest before. I'm a red Rick Seal named 666. The name doesn't ring a bell, but I may have done. No dupe shenanigans. No, it's a lot of that was kind of patched out for Blueburst. I mean, the game still has bugs, believe me, but yeah, no more dupe shenanigans that way. I guess one of the big differences is I can't show it here because it won't let me go on the palette. But you might have noticed when I was playing, there's like a bar at the bottom of the screen now as well. So on Blueburst, you have like a 1 to 0 bar as well that you can put techniques and things on. So that's one of the difference, I guess. There's a lot of other quality of life improvements as well. Like you have a shared bank on this that you can access between all your characters. You can have up to 32 characters and access them all from the same character menu. It's very good. Oh, you got a stealth kit. Nice. No worries, Lucy. Good to see you. Sorry to break the seating. Yeah, we need more red rays. Thanks a lot for the videos you made. Started playing Ephinea 3 weeks ago and it helped a lot. No worries. I'm glad they were useful. More technique space. I play 4 more usually. What about special items and events? Many of them had quests to get special mag cells. Pretty much everything is available. A lot of the special quests, for example, that there was, I think it's called AOL Cup Sunset Base. That is a quest where you can get a mag cell from. That is in the game. You can get that mag cell. The seasonal events and everything all still happen, so you can still get the seasonal rappies. There are events that the Ephinea team do. There'll be a big event coming in August, which is the anniversary event, which will have big rare drop boosts and everything. So I would thoroughly recommend Ephinea if you are looking for a PSO server. I will say there are other servers out there. I have not tried them myself, so I don't know what they're like, but there are other servers out there. I know there's like Ultimate and a few others. But as far as I'm aware, I think Ephinea is the most populated. And just to show you as well, there is quite a lot of people still playing, so if you're worried about getting parties or anything. If I go to change ship a second, there are currently 231 people on the US ship, 50 on the Japanese ship, and 42 on the European ship. That should give you an idea. And this isn't during an event. During events, you can sometimes get up to like 500-600 people playing. Yeah, there is a thriving trade community as well, so people will trade for things like materials and everything. So if you're trying to get those starting out, there are plenty of people who will sell or trade those. I would recommend, if you are playing, joining the Ephinea Discord is probably a really good option as well, because there is a lot of people on there that use the trade forums and everything. Like Carla said, yeah, it is a really good community. You can also join my Discord as well, because I have my own Discord as well. There should be a link to that in the description. Right, so what are we doing next? What haven't we done? I guess we haven't done any Ep 4. Should we do something as the Ep 4 boss, maybe? I mean, there is always the Skylive run for Heart of Laconia, Max. That's one option. And yes, the experience rate is pretty much the same as the Sega servers. They do have like a rotating 4-week boost where one of those weeks will be an experience boost week, where it's like 150% experience. But typically it is quite similar to how the official servers were. You've done 0 Act 4 content. Yeah, we could do yellow, I guess, yeah, for Galatine or Daylight Scar. Does anyone have a yellow buzz they want to use for it? I might change character, I think, because I've used my Hunter the entire stream. Yeah, Blueburst has episode 4, yeah, so that was unique to Blueburst. What I will do... I might go get my Ranger. Oh, we are in Divine Punishment hours, actually. Let's do that. Yeah, I'm going to get my Ranger. Well, if you've never seen episode 4, you're about to say so. Last question. Do you have access to episode 3 content? That game was absolutely underrated. First of all, thank you. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like episode 3. I love episode 3. I think it's great. You can still play episode 3 online as well. There is a server, I believe it's called, is it ragdoll.org? And you can still connect to that and play that online. I don't think it has anywhere near the players, obviously, but it is there. Yeah, I really like Ep 3. I have some issues with it, but that's mainly story-related stuff. I kind of went over that in my recent Dark Falls video, how I don't like the kind of ass pull the story did. But I do genuinely like the game overall. And I should say, I do like a lot of the story of Ep 3. It's just that the whole thing with Dark Falls and Olga Floor, like, somehow managing to resonate together and, like, make a new life form is a bit odd. Ep 3 is only hindered by its lack of motorcycles. Yeah, I mean, if you're having a card game, you need motorcycles. Yeah, no worries, missed. Yeah, sounds good. I like how multiple people have gone to make yellow. Went on Ep 3 today on GameCube, not a clue what was going on. That is the normal Ep 3 experience for the first time. Alright, well. Let's do some Ep 4. Yeah, Ep 3 is a bit weird. I think it could probably tutorialize a little bit better. But you're the only true yellow. Is that because your name is literally yellow? Also, I've got to say as well, episode 3 is really difficult. Like, I genuinely struggle to get through the story in that game. It is really, really hard. Music hitting right in the feels. The PSO soundtrack is very, very special. That's kind of insane. There's like, across like YouTube and Twitch, it's like 53 people watching PSO. It's kind of mad. Also, have a true flowers with more than 25 hit. Oh, you got a sorcerer's right arm. Nice. Actually, a pretty cool weapon. So, of course, I go on my ranger with a Hell Needle. I mean, there's a few things I can hell here, I guess. Alright, let's see if I can hell anything. There we go. Hell Needle. Yeah, it is quite good. Oh wait, can I hell these as well? I didn't realise I could hell the booters. It is an insta-kill spread needle. This is a legit thing in the game. So, you mentioned challenge mode earlier. Challenge mode, one of the rewards you can get is what's called the ES weapon, if you get S rank on it. And ES weapons are basically weapons you can add specific specials to. So you can probably see I've got a few weapons here that have the names in red. These are ES weapons. So this one is, I've called it Abyss Needle because you can name them as well. But basically you can pick a special to add to it. So that needle I was using is a needle that has Hell instead of Paralyze. So it can instant kill. I've also got a mech gun here that has demons. So they are very, very strong weapons. But yeah, you get those from getting S rank on challenge mode, which is a bit of work, but some of them look a bit different as well. So the mech guns, for example, have like the photon on the top of them is kind of like a brownie color. Everyone got the machine gun that uses Mazetta. Yeah, so that's actually a normal weapon. That's just charge Vulcans. But these are... The advantage of the ES weapons as well is that the specials are what are called unreduced. So normally in PSO, if you have a weapon that either hits more than 3 times or hits multiple enemies, the special will be what's called reduced. So it will make that special harder to land. Where on the ES weapons, they are unreduced. So for example, I can use demons on this and just shred its health, because I'm landing demons several times from mech guns, which is ridiculous. So ES weapons are some of the best weapons in the game, for sure. The only downside with them, apart from the fact you've got to do challenge mode or trade for them to get them, is that to add the special does cost photon drops, so when you get it, it won't have a special. You have to use photon drops to add it. And I guess the other downside is that they can't have attributes. But you don't tend to use them for damage anyway, you use them for specials, so that doesn't really matter too much. I guess the only downside is that you kind of hit. But again, on a ranger, you have all the accuracy anywhere. Yeah, it can take a while to get photon drops sometimes. Sometimes you will just go through a period where you won't get any for a while. It happens. Yeah, format is a problem for accuracy. Yeah, they are. I believe they are the lowest accuracy class in the game. So you tend to have to, if you want to melee or use range weapons on a format, you're probably going to have to rely on using weapons with hit. Oh, nice, actually level. Cool. How much to level? 1.4 million. Nice. I probably shouldn't say how much it is to level, because I know those people watching early have just started the game and that really might scare them off. Also, I said I was going to use Divine Punishment and I haven't used it once. Let's change that. You forgot about that. Yeah, so in the early versions of the game, it was just Heaven Punisher. They could do Divine Punishment, but in Blue Burst they added a new gun, which is this one, the Heaven Striker. And this has an ability where if you use it with this specific mag and use the special during a specific time of day, it will do this. I was thinking you meant the Holy Rate. Nah. Holy Rate's still good though. Yeah, Holy Ray is the rifle that quite a few classes can use, so it's quite often used on certain hunters like Hunuel. Is Pinnacles off limits? No idea, honestly. Try it. We'll find out. Oh, thanks, Adrian. Yeah, it takes a while to level now. Yeah, if you've never seen episode 4 before, it's a bit weird. I mean, I've said it quite a few times. For me, episode 4 is probably my least favorite episode. It only has one boss. There's only 2 areas. Well, I mean, technically 3 if you count Crater Interior, I guess. But you know, it was more content for PSO. It adds quite a few new weapons and everything, so it's not bad. I'll always prefer episode 1 and 2, though. We like the music for episode 4. Yeah, that is one of the really good things about it. Again, I love that they sampled some of the early games. You know, Nostalgia and Solitude that you're hearing here. Samples part of like Phantasy Star 3, so... Forest and Ruins will always be my favourite. And the beach level in episode 2 is pure nostalgia. Yeah, I think almost everyone likes Central Control, I think, in terms of like, the way it looks. It's a really, really chill area until everything instant kills you. Well, I just started playing on Ephinea and I'm stuck on the cave boss. What class are you playing? First of all, don't feel bad as well, because the cave boss is probably a bit of a step up in difficulty from the dragon. Stop Forest, get help. I mean, an attempt was made to stop that spawn. It was a poor attempt on my part. I totally forgot there was the Dolphin spawn, so yeah, my bad. You can shoot the general layer boss when he's in the water if you have range. Yeah, it depends on what class you're playing. It can be quite awkward to hit sometimes when he's moving as well. Rimar level 12 and my girlfriend is playing a Huniwell level 10. I think at that level, I know later on you probably use like a multi-target weapon to hit multiple parts of him at once, but I think at the really low level, it might be better just focusing on his head and just going for the head. It is quite low, yeah. Yeah, especially if you don't have any like mags or anything from other characters. I think it's doable at that level. It'd just be a little bit awkward. I would probably say, yeah, try and focus on the head most. Because I don't think attacking multiple parts will really help you too much at low level, because you'll probably do so little damage that it'll take forever to kill him. Also, just be aware that when he jumps on the raft, the only thing he will do when he jumps on the raft is the tentacle attack, which does a lot of damage to you as well. But there is, like Moo's saying there is a kind of delay to it. So you do have a bit of time in between each of the attacks to get a few more hits in. So I guess you could always like bait one of the attacks out, wait for it to hit. As long as you move him when he launches it, it'll miss you probably. As long as you're just stood in the way of it. Once it's hit the raft once, then you've probably got a little bit of an opening to get a few attacks in before it does the next one. Also, there is an attack that he does where he'll kind of fly over the raft and drop rocks on it. For that attack, I tend to find that it's best to just run into one of the corners of the raft. It's not 100% guaranteed to miss if you go there, but he doesn't seem to hit the corners as easily. In my opinion. Yeah, once you break his head armor, his head takes more damage as well, which is obviously nice. But yeah, don't worry too much if you're having trouble with that boss, because he is tricky at low level. You're shocked that you remember all this. It stays with you. Oh, photon crystal drop. Should we grind the caves a little bit before we try again? You could always do a little bit. I mean, I don't think you're horribly under level for it or anything. I mean, if you think of the GameCube version, on GameCube, you generally went in a hard mode at about level 20 or so. So, if you think about it, you're like around level 10-ish. The cave boss is kind of the halfway point of the episode. So you could always get maybe a couple of levels, but just kind of play it safe as well. Like don't overcommit to anything. Yeah. Also remember if you're not, remember to level up your mag as well, because the stat increases you get from leveling your mag will help you a lot. But yeah, Daryl is tricky. He is quite difficult for a new character. And for anyone who says otherwise, do challenge mode and then tell me. Yeah, I'm at like 15 because I've been spamming specials. Yeah, the timer is... I can never remember if it's every 3 minutes or every 3.5. It's around there. But yeah, make sure you're leveling your mag up. Obviously, for your girlfriend who's playing Uniworld, she probably wants to focus on power and dex, mainly. For yourself, probably the same as well, honestly. Yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. Yeah, certainly don't feel bad if you're having trouble with it, because it is quite difficult at low level. Honestly, as well, a lot of it is just getting used to the jank of PSO as well. Because, you know, it is a very, very janky game. We love it, but it is very, very janky. I can't deny that. The jank is charming, exactly. I think anti-paralysis gives dex and the various meds give power. Yeah, generally, I mean, there's a couple of mags where it's different for some reason. But generally, it's usually antidote to anti-paralysis for dex. Usually mates for power, and then usually fluids for mind. But some mags do differ, so make sure you check the mag tables. Use things like the Ephinea wiki for that. Because there are some mags that for some reason they go around. They're quite rare, but they do exist. Mag is level 26. I've been giving him antidotes and my girlfriend's using the heal items as food. That sounds right. I would say, so if your mag, if you've been feeding it antidotes, then it's probably got a decent dex. Maybe add a bit of power to it. Oh, a reading off 303 SNR 1. Amazing. Yeah, you could always add a little bit of power to the mag just for a bit more damage. don't think that because you're a ranger you should just add dex to your mag, because you still need the attack power to do the damage as well. Just crit me over and over again, why not? I mean, yeah. With a Raymar, dex is even less important. Yeah, I think it'll help you a little bit at low level for sure, because even with Raymar accuracy, you're probably gonna miss a little bit, I would imagine. I mean, you're gonna miss less than other classes. But yeah, I would definitely, if you haven't already, I would definitely put some power on your mag. I mean, one thing you could even try as well, if you don't want to put a lot more work into the mag immediately, you could even just swap mags with your girlfriend's mag temporarily, because then you'll get a power mag, they'll get a dex mag, they'll be able to hit. You'll do a bit damage, so it might help. But ultimately, I would just say, yeah, just try and level your mag a bit. Yeah, I would agree with that for the photon blasts. I would say though, like for a first character, I wouldn't worry too much about photon blast for a first character. I think the stats are probably the main thing. But I mean, it is nice to have the good photon blast, obviously. But yeah, it can be a bit of an awkward game to get into sometimes, particularly if you're just starting out. You can move. I used anti. If it makes you feel better as well, it will only be like this for your first character, because once you've done your first character, when you make a second character, you'll be able to kind of use your gear from your first character to help them level, which makes it quite a lot easier. Yeah, Sato was new in, I think that was new in GameCube and Xbox, wasn't it? I think. I want to say it was anyway. I don't think it was in Dreamcast. So I don't think any of those evolutions were in Dreamcast. I really wish I didn't have to use this mag for Divine Punishment. I mean, I don't, but the alternative is find a Heaven Punisher. Yeah, 4th Evils were a GameCube thing. I thought they were. I really like most of the 4th Evil mags. I wish that the trigger abilities on them were balanced a little bit better, because some of them are just better than others. It's a little bit unfair when you've got, you know, Sato and Nidra with invincibility on basically everything, and then some of them have really bad triggers. I mean, I guess it matters less on some classes. I suppose with a Force, you're probably not going to get Photon Blast as much anywhere, typically. PSO really needed things to work on percentages rather than direct values, yeah. We said this before, haven't we, about things like the healing items and the fluid items, that they shouldn't heal by like a set number, they should heal by a percentage. It would make things so much easier. Oh yeah, the random invincibility is really good, and the invincibility is the trigger you want. It's just you've got some of the 4th Evil mags, like I think Rati is one. I don't think Rati has an invincibility trigger for anything, or if it is, it might be maybe 10% health, maybe. I don't think it does, though. Yeah, the shift debound on cast is okay. The only downside is it's a really low level one, isn't it? I mean, it still helps, but... So I use a Rati on my Huka Seal because she gets shift and deband from it, which does help a little bit. Yeah, and if you're playing 4-player, who cares what Photon Blast you have as long as someone has twins? Yeah, you actually don't need to do it last. You can do the twins at any point in the chain, and it'll work. Can Ephinea just change that, or am I wrong? I mean, I would imagine technically they could change the mag triggers, but maybe that's one of the things they don't want to touch. Yeah, it's like Miss saying there, you can even use two of the same Photon Blast in a chain. Oh my god, another European Block 1 banner. Damn, we are on the wrong European block. We need to move to Block 1. Is it the same person as well? What was the last banner they got? Was that a red ring as well? Wow, rude. Oh, it was Heart of Daisy Chain. Yeah, so they found Heart of Daisy Chain and Red Ring in the same day. Wow. That must be nice. That's some crazy luck, that, honestly. Yeah, I think a lot of people did their twins as the last Photon Blast just because. But yeah, you technically don't need to do it last. And like I said, you can even have two of the same PB in the chain, as long as they're not together. So you could do, for example, twins, Fowler, Pillar, twins, and it'll still work. That's it. I should probably go in because I've got Divine Punishment. I really don't like this boss. I never have done. Oh, you've got to love Divine Punishment for this boss. It's so good. Okay, I got at least one more of the targets as he fell down. So I don't know how many he has left. It's either 1 or 2. This is wannabe Falls vibes phase. Yeah, I mean this is the only boss in episode 4. I mean, there's a few variants of it, but yeah, they're all essentially this fight. Should we try to scam it? Need the dragon scale from the boss. Yeah, it's kind of an annoying drop, honestly. It's about, what, 1 in 46 or so? It's kind of irritating. I probably want to heal because I'm under 900. There we go. That's why Divine Punishment is really nice on this boss. Because you hit everything at the same time. Getting frozen was always a death sentence for us. Got stuck then chipped to death. Yeah, Falls is the worst for that. There's no transition phase. That is the boss. The only transition phase is where he falls over and breaks the wall down. Yeah, he's not great. He's fine. I find it an annoying fight just because there's a lot of attacks you just kind of can't dodge. Amazing drops. 6,000 Mazetta, wow. Another great mag, by the way, Suniti. Suniti is amazing. Oh, you got a Pinnacle's Disc from it, nice. Not a total loss then. RNG's is not being kind, no. Which is kind of normal for PSO. PSO makes you work. Apparently, unless you're that person on the other European ship who gets everything in the same day. Yeah, the Scorpion one's really good as well. Yeah, Nidra. That is a really, really good mark. Like, seriously, getting 2 banner drops in the same day is crazy. And they need to go and put a lottery ticket on. Oh, we almost got it. We got 30 hit charge Vulcans. So close. I mean, maybe they're usable by some people. You can get 50 hit charge Vulcans from the shop, but it's very, very rare. 30 is kind of borderline, isn't it? It's like, it might work, but I guess you could just buy 50 hit for 1 PD, yeah. I mean, it's probably the best thing he's had in the shop so far. The special's really good, yeah. I mean, I already have charge Vulcans anyway, so I don't need to buy them. Does he have 50 hit on something else random? No. But yeah, getting the roll on the shop to get the Vulcans to have charge and for it to have 50 hit is really difficult. I've never had it on Ephinea. You got 55 hit Berserk Vulks. That's actually quite good. That's like MA60 Vice at home. It probably works really well. I guess especially if you're running like a Dark Flow build or something. You just shred your health with the mech guns and then switch to Dark Flow. Yeah, so the shop NPCs, the gear they sell gets progressively better the higher level you get. I think the best stuff starts appearing when you get to, I think it's about 150 or 151. That's when like the best tier stuff starts showing up. But even then it's rare to get the right combinations. Alright, so we've got time for, well, 1 or 2 more depending on what we do. Format only got to 140s. I mean, 140 is pretty good. Yellow RT. Do Exard. Yeah, I'll leave this up to the people here. Would you rather do Yellow RT or would you rather do Exard? Yellow Exard for Heaven Punisher. Is that the assassin drop? It's like 1 in 190k or something. I mean, what's Yellow Exard like? Is it actually worth doing? Maybe? Eggs hard, you boiled them too long. Yeah, I guess if you go to the mines route, that's like the only way it's good, isn't it? Does yellow get red ring? I can't remember now. Green Exile is not horrible either. Ziggy was trying it for sure run earlier. Oh, yellow gets Rico's earring. Oof. So I'm assuming by that he probably gets Parasitic Gene Floor. Because it tends to be if they don't get a red ring, they usually get PGF instead. I mean, we could do... I mean, there's the Old Faithful, which is Viridia Exard. You can't knock a Viridia Exard. You do Exard once in a while. I mean, it's a good quest for hunting stuff. Purple second just in case. Just in case a middle lily shows up. Yes, I mean, we could do like Viridia Exard, I guess. How many are we? We are more than 4, as normal. 6 if we're all playing, so... We could do 3 and 3 potentially. I will say I do not have a Viridia. If we do Exard, I'm switching class. I wouldn't blame you. You can get Hugh Seal. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, if we do Viridia, let me join second just because there's a chance that we could get Psycho 1 from Lily if it shows up. Hello, I'll be awake for a stream again one day. I'll probably post an update later in Discord. Actually, had something happen recently. Hope it's nothing bad, Zale. But good to see you though. Also, for some reason, AutoMod held that message and I have no idea why. Yeah, Psycho 1 cuts TP by... You know what? I can't remember now. Is it half? Yeah, I want to say half. I use it all the time and I can't remember. I think it's half. But then it takes like the full cost off your HP, I believe. Yeah, I think it's a 50% TP reduction. But then it takes the full TP cost off your HP. Yeah. And Dark Bridge is kind of the same, but that takes half the cost off of your HP. It is very good. Alright, so how many we got? Let's see. Alright, we got 6, so... Yeah, so if Miss Host 1, I guess we could do 3 and 3, yeah. So, is Jinx Viridia as well? They are. Yes, I guess Jinx could host 1, Miss can host 1, and then just kind of file in. I guess just try and make sure that there's a force in each one. Okay, nothing too bad. Good to hear that, Zell. Yeah, it's episode 1. Don't think you can. Keyboard is clunky. Yeah, I couldn't use keyboard for PSO personally. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, so I'll join one. I'm not entirely sure how many we have then, because I know we had 6 in the lobby. I think I'll go offline. Actually want to install add-on stuff. I would recommend it. It is really useful. Yeah, that's fine, missed. Yeah, this is probably going to be the last run of the stream anyway, I think. Yeah, so if that's the case, if Harmonia's gone, then there might only be 5. Which is always the problem. You're down in person. Oh, there's no good way of splitting it with 5 as well, is there? Oh, and are you on Nightcrawl? That's fine then, yeah, if you want to do, if you want to split 3 and 3. Oh, Pico and Stone as well, nice, saved. It's the only annoying thing, like, when you stream this, if there's 5 people, it's really difficult because you can do runs with 3, no problem. 2 can be a bit awkward depending on what the quest is. And you obviously don't want to do 4 people in 1 because you don't want to leave 1 person on their own. So if that's the case, if, so Pika's joining, you can join if you want to, Nightcrawl. Up to you. I mean, we're running Exard, so if you want to run, feel free. Alright, Sherrod is in, nice. Want me to help? I'm not against it. Never did that quest. Basically, just episode 1 with a lot of enemies. What you guys need. How is the other party looking, Porkins? Yeah, we also might need to reset a couple of times just to get the right route. There are 2 rangers and a force. So I'd probably just say anything apart from a force, maybe. So I guess a hunter or a ranger. You can kind of run with 3 rangers, honestly. But a hunter would work as well. I mean help very loosely. We'll take all the help we can get. Don't worry about it. Okay, so you guys will have 4, if that's the case. So I guess if there's 2 of you and there's already 3 in that party, I guess 1 person can join here and 1 person join the other party. If I'm reading that right, I think do we have 8 now? Pika's joined you, okay. So are you at 4 now or 3? You were helping the guys in the YouTube stream chat, appreciate it. So I think if I've worked that out right, I think you guys probably have 4 now, I think. So if that's the case, I guess Nightcrawl could join here if he hasn't already. Oh, you helped them kill Durrell. Oh, nice one. Alright, nice. We got a party. Yeah, thanks for helping them as well, by the way. I think people forget sometimes that, you know, when new people are joining this game, it's not always the easiest thing to get into. So I think it's good when people do help out the low levels. Going up to the anniversary, I will try and play this a little bit more during Experience Week some weeks as well. Just if anyone does want help leveling. Because I appreciate I normally just play it during Rare Drop Week. Did you get hit by a lily already? I often ask if people need help, but I'm resting because it kind of ruins the experience. Yeah, I kind of get that. It's up to them, really, isn't it? You know, if there's someone new and they don't want help, I totally get why. Because if it's your first character going through, sometimes you just want the experience of playing through the game. You know, you might not want the help necessarily. But on the flip side, there are also people who just want to get through and level and get later into the game. I get that. They were all good with the help. Ah, nice. Yeah, I would say as well, for things like the government quests, I think it's no surprise a lot of people need help with the government quests because some of those are ridiculous for new players. Some of the timed ones are really, really tight timing for if you think that they're aimed at people who are new to the game. I just went near you and tried to anti. That might be difficult as a Hugh Seal. The switching characters are killing me. Well, I appreciate the thought. Okay, so it is the wrong route, but let me check for Millilies. No. Right, we can go back to lobby. This is the downside to Exard. One more. Sounds good. To be fair, you do get to kill the assassins at least, yeah? Another banner. Must be nice to get a banner. What's it for? Heart of Blade Dance. That's actually kind of cool. Not gonna lie, Blade Dance is a really cool looking weapon. I mean, Blade Dance sucks. It's a horrible weapon, but it looks cool. Nope, Gearborg, because of course. Oh, all the big rares now. Final Impact. Oh, 2 Final Impacts. Only the best rares here. What was that? You got a 75 Dark Guilty like yesterday. I mean, congrats, I think. It is always really funny, and it's something I will always love about this game, when you get an absolutely pointless weapon with amazing percentages. It always happens, and it's really annoying, but also really funny. Welcome to the high percent guilty like club. I think my highest. I think I've got almost 65%. I think. Yep, this is Curves. Yeah, this is Ultimate Curves. So this quest takes you through. Well, it depends on what route you get. There's 2 different routes in the quest. So the route we're on at the minute, we'll go through Curves, and then we'll go to Ruins. Yes, it is a Phonium. We've got a Phonium and a Phonual. I've shown my 90% altered base guilty like before. We have between us all on the team, we've got quite a few like really high attribute weapons. So you've got that 90% guilty like then. Porkins has the, is it the 95 machine Camry? The highest I've got is the red mech guns that I think it was Nemo gave me them. That have like 80 native. Which again on a mech gun is like whatever. Let's just make a Voltron out of them. Well, actually, I do have a 75. I think it was a 75 Dark Birdish, which again is something I'm never going to use. But you got to get me a spread needle. Spread needle is really nice. This one I'm using, I mentioned it earlier, but this isn't a spread needle. This is a ES needle. So, and this one is demons. So I can reduce health with it. But even the base spread needle is really useful. It's kind of a staple range weapon until you get like an arrest needle later, I guess. Oh. I forgot about the sorcerer. Yeah, he killed 2 of us in the same shot. Which means that sorcerers are canonically Phonuals. Because how else could they kill multiple people with the same shot? Unless he's using a cursed cloak. With a fork. I mean, it doesn't look like he's got a demonic fork. He's got a bringer's arm, nice. Is that kind of stuff I don't mind getting because, you know, they're at least useful. Launches back in the day were great because they were new on the GameCube. Yeah, there's quite a few new weapon classes added to the GameCube version. I mean, launches are quite niche, honestly, with how to use them, but they're kind of cool. I do kind of like the launcher weapons. I just wish they were a bit better. I'm paranoid you guys are going to run into traps. Yeah, this quest's a little bit scary if you're low level, just because there's a lot of enemies, but I am the trap. Since the controller is dead, I guess it's time to grind in Ragnarok again. Oh, 4 on drop. I've no idea what that would have been. Whatever Bull Claws drop, but... Oh, this is a really nasty spawn, isn't it? Yeah, with bringers. God, demons on a needle is just disgusting. I think the rarest item I got, other than the standard stuff everyone wants, is a 35 hit LNK 38 combat. That's a really nice drop. Yeah, LNK kind of needs hit to be good, but yeah, with hit it's really nice. 50 hit gearball, nice. It's exactly what we were talking about earlier. You know, not great weapons, but good percents. So perfect timing, really. That was very rude. It's kind of one of those weapons that you probably keep just because, yeah, it's got 50 hit. You're never going to use it. I guess maybe if you had a brand new character, maybe. It's a museum piece, exactly. Runes were scary even on normal, at least as a force. Yeah, I think when you first go through Runes, it's probably a pretty big step up. What's the special on Gearball? I think, is it freeze of some kind? I think. I'm a former, I'm partial to hit fam. Man, I always forget how big some of the spawns are in this class. Yeah, I think one of the reasons Rune's scary is just because it does kind of have like a high concentration of like bigger, scarier enemies. You know, you've got the Bringers, you've got the Sorcerers. He says as the Bringer tries and shoots. You know, Bringer, Sorcerers, you've got the Bellerers. There's a lot of quite scary enemies here. Even the Del Sabers are pretty scary when you first get there. You know, the first time you go in Runes and have a Del Saber leap at you. God, they're terrifying. Oh, we've got Dark Falls this run. Nice. Alright, Red Ring time. Here we go. Especially as Blizzard on Gearball. Okay, yeah, so kind of useless, but it looks kind of cool at least. Alright, Dark Falls time. I suppose that's one of the other big differences with this version as well compared to the other versions of PSO. On Ephinea, Dark Falls actually has rare drops. You'll know if you play the other versions that it just didn't drop anything. God, I really like Heaven Striker for this part. Having the range is so nice. Oh. The other thing is I don't really have a good Falls weapon for my Ranger. I should just bring some like Charge Vulcans or something. I think because I just use the Demons mech guns all the time now, it's rare I bring Charge Vulcans on my Ranger and I really should for bosses. Yeah, I guess I could use Yaz 9k as well. Unfortunately, I don't have one with me at the minute. Okay, he's spamming. Okay, so again, I've been told from people that you can't rest a shield in this game. I'm pretty sure it just happened. Oh my god, he's been so annoying this time. Yeah, charge Vulcans are good on basically anything. I guess the only place you really wouldn't use them is, I suppose, if you got a boss that's got a lot of parts on a range, you might use something like a bazooka. Yeah, I've always said that I'm sure that Resta like has, whether it's iframes or not, but it just seems like sometimes if you rest her at the right time, it just kind of negates the attack. I've been told by people in the know, like Ender, one of the GMs on Ephinea, they've said there is no such thing in the game, but I don't know. It could just be a visual thing, but why did that Grants hit me early? That was very weird. Just because it's not intended doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean, Ender was adamant that it's not a thing. But I mean, I know Ender obviously knows a lot about PSO, so maybe it isn't, but it feels like it is a thing to me. I don't know. Also, thank you for using Fowler. You still remember the mechanics? I think once you've played this game, like, there's not a whole lot of strategy to a lot of the bosses, really. You kind of know what you need to do. Oh, you jammy. Yeah, he has, like, I don't know how much health he has left, but it's not much. He had 252 health left. One absolute troll. Right, come on, Banner. I don't care who it's for. Just give me a banner. Nope. Get a last one. Yeah, last one's another good option, yeah. Yeah, I also got 4,200 Mazetta. Yeah, false is very, very stingy. I mean, to be fair, the red ring drop is difficult, but it's Berserk Gungnir there, but no attributes on it, unfortunately. This is the other good thing about the item reader. I can tell that none of these are showing up on the reader, so I know they're all garbage percentages. Yeah, I guess you can get high hit weapons from the boxes, like that 40 hit Gladius. Also, yeah, and see people talking about last one in the chat. Last one is really good. I use one on Huxil mainly. It kind of feels like with Huxil, I kind of feel I can just do 90% of the gameplay with last one. Was that a pile of Final Impacts and Gearborgs and Mace of Adamants? Let's add to that. Folks use sabers. It's very rare. The only sabers you really use is Excalibur in episode 4 because it hits 3 targets and has Berserk and is really strong. Galatine as well, because Galatine has so much attack power and a spirit special. On certain classes, it's really good for single target damage, but apart from that, I guess Red Saber if you have a high machine Red Saber on Volopt. That's about it. That's team points right there. We've pretty much unlocked everything. And that is a total of what? 14 points? Sorry, 5. Oh wait, it was 50 hit untacked. So it's a 60 hit Gearborg. Actually, do you know what? I might not have it on this character, but I'm sure I also have a 60 hit Gearborg. I don't think it's on this character though. I think I'm using it on a low level character at the minute. Yeah, I think it might be on... Yeah, it's on a low level character, I think, at the minute. But I know for... Yeah, I also have a 60 hit Gearborg. Feast your eyes on this beast. 75 Dark Guilty Light. Amazing. Can I show you something else absolutely amazing? Feast your eyes on this. 70 hit Gladius with no special. I mean, why? Weapon that actually helped me level 3 characters with this one. 35 hit Red Handgun, that's actually good. Also 55 native as well, that's really nice. Yeah, what do I have anything else absolutely pointless? Probably. Oh, there's a 60 native Birdish as well, so I've got a 75 Dark Birdish and a 60 native one. There's those red mech guns that Nemo gave me with 80 native. I don't think I have anything else with insane percents. I think there was... I don't know what character it's on. Oh yeah, a 70 Dark Hell Laser with no hit. That's so sad. The Flowens is yes. I got given that by Vector. Yeah, it is very good. I'm going to be using that on my... I've got another healing while I'm leveling at the minute. The only reason I'm not using it on my main is because, obviously, Sealed J-Sword. Yeah, this rifle is extremely sad. 70 Dark Hell Laser with no hit. If only it was 70 hit. All forces need this. A 65 Dark Mace of Adamant. Amazing. Of course the Hell Laser has no hit. I mean, of course. You know, why would it ever have anything useful? Yeah, I think the Flowens, I think, would have been a banner. I think. Or if it wasn't, it would be just off. But yeah, Vector got that and he gave me it a while back. And the most useless. What, there's more? What we've got? So 50 Altered Beast, 50 Dark, and 30 hit Summit Moon. I think if you make a Summit Moon, you kind of have to make one with hit just for the memes. I think I've got a 45 hit one, I think. Amazing. That is a fine collection of rares. Oh, there's another one. Go on then. Last one. What was it? 55 native, 25 air base, and 60 hit Elysian. I mean, at least it looks cool. Yeah, so the Talus, yeah, the first 2 hits would hit 1 target, and then the last hit hits a few. For a forced ref would be great, if they could use it. Thank you all for having me here, no worries. Thank you for joining. But yeah, I think we will probably call things there for today, I think. Been a really, really good stream though. So just as a reminder, I am hoping to do Chrono Trigger on Wednesday. Again, it kind of depends on how I'm feeling because I am kind of up and down a bit with the new medication I'm on at the minute. If I feel okay, then I will do a stream on Wednesday. So that'll be Chrono Trigger if we do it. And then next Sunday, I think I'm going to do PSP2 Infinity again on Sunday. After that, we'll probably just rotate around again like we normally do. And probably try and tie in PSO with the Red Drop week. We might do an Experience Week stream at some point on PSO just to help people level as well. Can we do pointless finds at the end of each stream? I mean, I'm down to do that. It helps you sort of forget the misery, doesn't it, a little bit? So you can marvel in the disappointment of everyone else. But yeah, we will call things there for today. So again, thank you to everyone for joining today. And really, really good turnout as well today. So thank you for everyone watching as well. So yeah, another Chrono Trigger stream on Wednesday. Probably PSP2 Infinity on Sunday. As always, if you have enjoyed the stream, please consider either liking or subscribing on YouTube. You can follow or sub on Twitch. I have X and Bluesky, they're both SectionSkyly, and I also have a Discord server you can join as well, so feel free to join us over there. Link for that should just be in the description on YouTube, and it should be underneath the video player on Twitch or on like the About page. So feel free to join us on the Discord as well. Thanks for the stream. We'll try to set up PSP2 Infinity. Sounds good. Yeah, for Infinity as well, I'm down to play it at any level, so don't feel you have to be high level or anything. I'm down to do really low level stuff as well. I'll help anyone with that. Also, thank you for the 13-star rare drop. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday, hopefully for some Chrono Trigger. So whatever you're doing, have a great week, rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Wednesday. See you guys. Dramatic zoom. Thank you for the Lisa laugh as well.